Hey yo, we heating up with this story, man, of what if Goku is raised by Frieza Part 12. In this episode, Kakarot will tap into a new transformation against King Cold in his final form. Also, this is a very experimental vid for me, making a new transformation, so let me know if y'all rock with it or not. So let's do a story recap. Right? So King Cold wipes the city off the map to make an entrance. Then Kakarot pulls up to the scene, ready for war, wanted to skip all the small talk. Kakarot pulls us to the scene. Like I said, the kings battle each other, and Kakarot notices Cold in his second form is almost as strong as Frieza was in his final form. Future Trunks arrives, and Kakarot decides to give this fight over to Trunks. Trunks has the upper hand as a Super Saiyan until King Cold transforms into his third form. Cold starts to light up Trunks with beam shots, creating and causing a lot of pain. Kakarot steps in to apply pressure to the Frost Demon, so Cold decides to transform into his final form. Cold starts to turn up and sends a shot to Kakarot's chest, cracking all his armor. And now, the real battle begins, right? So that's the end of the recap. Also, when we begin, let me know what's y'all's favorite transformation in the comment section. What's y'all's favorite transformation in Dragon Ball Z in the comment section? And what should I call this form for other episodes in this series? Let me know that in the comment sections below. Right? So that being said, let's continue on. Kakarot's vision tunnels. Kakarot's vision tunnels on the Royal Tyrant as he dashes forward while Cold smirks and takes a defensive stance. The sky claps and clouds dissipate as the kings rattle the world with their battle. Both warriors smile in the heat of the battle. Kakarot from excitement of combat, and Cold from the opportunity to use his final form after decades. He hasn't used this form in decades. The fight is intense as they blitz around the earth, but Cold begins to show his advantage and power as his hits begin to hit harder, to the point where he smacks the Saiyan to the ground, leaving him stumbling. Kakarot rises up only to see a Nova cannon blast heading towards his direction. The blast was strong enough to disintegrate the Saiyan and the planet, so Goku counters with a super death cannon. The blasts collide and melt the area as the beams struggle for dominance. The blast is pushed past the clouds and detonates in space, lighting up the world with a beacon of energy that they had never before seen. The struggle took more out of the Saiyan than the Frost Demon, and Cold begins to notice. He sends a blast at Kakarot's upper body, faster than the Saiyan could even react. The blast brings the Saiyan to his knees and takes Kakarot out of his Super Saiyan transformation. Cold looks down and says, "Looks like the monkey is running out of gas." Cold wraps his tail around the neck of his enemy and lifts the down warrior to his eye level so he can see the face of the Lord that's about to snap his neck. But Trunks dashes forward with his sword in hand, and he cleaves through the ice lizard's tail with a diagonal slice. The action enrages King Cold as the injured team looks at the invader with defiance in his eyes. Cold begins to beat Trunks senseless and bloody, and cracks his ribs, wanting to slowly torture this Super Saiyan swordsman. Trunks is put on his stomach from the assault of the villain, who then begins to stomp him out, looking down on him just as angry as before. Kakarot comes to the rescue as he charges forward towards Cold with his Akari form activated, showing off his yellow eyes. But his movement is easily readable for Cold as he backhands the Saiyan with ease before beginning a continuous pummel of strikes. Zarbon and Dodoria watch the beatdown with nervous expressions, but the pair begin to get berated by a furious Boma, asking them why they aren't getting involved in helping out their emperor. They recollect how their lives were under Frieza's rule versus Kakarot's, and accept the fact that Kakarot was a far better emperor and even wanted to improve the lives of his soldiers as well as the planets that they were occupying. Bulma's words pushed Zarbon to act first by sending an elegant blast towards the direction of King Cold, catching him completely off guard. Cold is infuriated as he looks through the smoke, wondering who would dare stand against him on this backwater planet, and is shocked to see Zarbon and Dodoria betraying his family and siding with this Saiyan monkey. Cold rushes the pair, wanting to make an example out of the duo for the remaining forces of Kakarot's army to not get involved, and Dodoria charges an explosive wave to intercept the charge. The pink brute lights up the area with his attack, incinerating the environment behind his intended target. Cold emerges with only scuff marks and killer intent directed at Dodoria's direction, which causes fear to take his face. But the demon is halted by the spirit fist attack of Kakarot that takes him off guard. Cold retaliates by rattling the Saiyan's jaw with a powerful punch. He then catches the warrior as he is falling in a claw-like grip as he holds his throat. But Zarbon transforms as he charges the king to put him in a full Nelson grapple hold. Zarbon tells Trunks to take off his head before he escapes, and Cold resists the grapple, aggravated at this predicament. Trunks puts everything he has into his swing with the intention of finishing the battle, and Cold watches his advance. However, Cold has access to eye beams and blasts Trunks away, taking him out of the fight. The maneuver shocks Zarbon, causing him to loosen his grip, and King Cold escapes the hold of the brute and buries his fist inside the stomach of the turquoise giant, staining his royal hand with blue blood. Kakarot watches the battle in slow motion, remembering how it was Zarbon that basically taught him his Akari transformation all the way back during episode 1, and then decides to go for a gamble. Kakarot's hair flickers back to gold as he glares at the demon with the blood of his lieutenant staining his hand. Cold smirks and says that if looks could kill, I would already be dead, but unfortunately you monkeys lack that ability. But the warrior doesn't respond as he approaches coldly. Kakarot focuses on himself and decides to gamble his next move. He tries to activate his Akari form while he's still a Super Saiyan. So he tries to stack Akari onto a Super Saiyan transformation. His eyes become yellow while his hair remains gold and his body begins to change. The sight begins to unnerve Cold as he begins to wonder what exactly is going on. Fur begins to climb up his body as his hair grows longer. And he gives out a wild grin towards Cold, while Cold looks unsettled by this new transformation. Cold launches a powerful death cannon at the new transformation, deciding to end this battle once and for all before any other surprises could come afoot. The blast dissipates only to reveal an unscathed Kakarot with a wild, evil grin, whose yellow eyes narrow in Cold's direction, and Cold cannot believe that his attack had absolutely no effect on his opponent. Kakarot then hits Cold harder than he's ever been hit before in his life, bringing the tyrant to his knees. Cold falls to his stomach as the feral Kakarot begins to beat on his chest with a maniacal laugh as he dances around the down King Cold. Cold grinds his teeth as he is mocked by the wild Saiyan beating on his chest in celebration. Having enough, Cold goes into his full power transformation, shaking the continent in his display of power. Electricity envelops the Frost Demon as his rage intensifies, but Kakarot is unimpressed with the display and simply flares his own aura in response. Cold dashes forward, throwing continuous punches and kicks at the savage Kakarot, but his attacks are disregarded by his opponent, as he easily avoids them. Cold sends another cannon, more powerful than the first, but the blast leaves nothing but vapor and a feral smile of Kakarot when the smoke clears. Cold has had enough of this predicament and decides to use all of his power in one attack, one final attack that will destroy the earth at the very least, ensuring his victory. But before he can even deliver, Kakarot rushes the king faster than his eyes could keep up, track with, and his fists are at the ready. The attack lands and blood escapes the body of the shocked King Cold, who is even afraid to even look down at the damage he just received, fearing the worst. Kakarot held in his hand a vital organ of the king. As the alien blood stains his fur, a monstrous grin forms on the face of the Saiyan. And even before King Cold could react to the mutilation, Kakarot formed a death cannon and vaporized the Frost Demon, with the last look on Cold's face being one of fear for the Golden Monkey King. Bulma and Trunks smile at the sight, both thinking the battle is finally over, smiling with relief. But smiles disappear as Bulma sees Kakarot beating his chest violently while causing the world to shake. You see, Kakarot had become a humanoid golden Ozaru, gone wild, taken over by his primal instincts. Kakarot flares his aura, ready to destroy things to celebrate his victory, and Bulma believes she needs to act fast before there's nothing left. Kakarot's aura blows Bulma back, but she continues to approach with her hand extended. Bulma thinks back to the moment where Kakarot told her his life story, about how he killed to survive and was alone on his climb to power his whole life, and how she tried to tap his shoulder to console Kakarot before King Cold interrupted by destroying the city. Kakarot smells her presence as he whips his neck around, showing hostility, but Bulma extends out her hand regardless of the look she is receiving. Bulma even touches his forearm and tells Kakarot that he has a friend in all this now, and not to worry. The action surprises the bestial Saiyan, and he briefly comes back in control of his mind. With the brief control of himself, Kakarot decides to teleport off-world with instant transmission to keep the Earth out of danger from himself in his current state. Bulma and Trunks look up to the sky with concern, wondering where Kakarot went off to and will he be coming back. And that's where we're going to be leaving things off today. So, where did the Saiyan run off to and what's going to happen next? Also, let me know in the comment section some names for Kakarot's new transformation. And also tell me if you liked his new transformation. I got a couple names already, so let me know if y'all rocking with these names in the comments. I got Super Saiyan Primal, Super Saiyan Pharaoh, Super Saiyan Savage, and maybe there's some other names I didn't think of. And be sure y'all like and share. We're going to go to the top with this one. I'm out. Peace.